Hi guys, welcome back to a new reading vlog. If you're new here, my name is Benita and I'm so happy to have you joining me today. So as you can tell by the title, we're going to be reading together this week, and I've been enjoying doing the 4 reading diaries with you guys. I hope you guys have been enjoying it as well. So this installment of 4 reading diaries, we're going to be reading spooky books. By the time you guys watch this video, it would be Halloween weekend, so I think this is the perfect time for you guys to get cozy. So with that theme in mind, we're going to be reading just spooky books this week and see how many spooky books we're going to read. So I do have a few books that are on my TBR that kind of fit the spooky category. I actually have more books that I think I can read this week, but I just want to make a start on some of this. 2 of them are on my book club pick, so I'm actually part of 3 book clubs, real life book clubs. One of them I've already finished and done. Okay, so 2 of the books that I want to read in this video are book club picks. So one of them I have the book club meeting this week, and then one I have the book club meeting next week. So I need to read both of those books this week. So those books are like top priority on my TBR, and then I have like a few other books, so we're just going to go through them. So the first book, which I've already started, I've read like I've read 50 pages so far, and that is The Midnight Library. And then the next book, which is also a book club pick, is Rewitched by Lucy Jane Ward. I've literally never heard about this book before. Basically, this book club I'm in is basically a romantasy fantasy book clubs only. So this was the pick for October, which I guess it makes sense because like a witch thing. Because I'm a memory reader, I feel like the more books I have on deck, the easier it will be for me to just pick, you know, a book. So Phantasma, this is actually I am my priority over the other 2. To be fair, I really want to read this book. This book has been sat on my TBR for such a long time, and I wanted to read this book over the summer, but I was like, oh, I'll save it for the spooky season. And now we're in spooky season, I have to read this book because the second book in this series, I can't remember the title of that book now. I have a copy of that book on my keyboard, I think. Anyway, so I need to kind of bang this out as well. And the book that is on my TBR, which I ordered and should be here by Monday, so we can read that together in this video, is Made by Ali Hazelwood, which is the second book in like the follow-up book in the Bride series. So I think I've just waffled on, but let me tell you our TBR for this video. So our TBR for this video right now is The Midnight Library, Rewitched, Phantasma, Made by Ali Hazelwood. So those are the books that we're going to be reaching for in this video. So we're going to be starting off with Midnight Library. So let's go. Alright guys, it's Monday evening. I'm back from work. My dinner is going, and then I'm going to finish off The Midnight Library. I spoke to you guys yesterday and I already started, and I read a little bit this morning, but I haven't read, I think I read just like a couple of pages this morning and that's it. So I need to finish this book today / tomorrow morning because I have my book club meeting tomorrow. So I've only got like maybe 180 pages left, so I think it's doable to finish it between now and tomorrow morning. But I'm really enjoying this book. I really love this book, and I think it's perfect for like October because of the storyline. So anyway, this book is, I would say, I don't know what this book is classed as. Is it classed as literary fiction or just fiction, contemporary fiction? I'm not sure. But supernatural element to this book. So we're following Nora. She's our main character, and she is, I just want to say she's actually quite depressed. And she's had opportunities to do like amazing things with her life, but she never took the plunge. A lot of things happened in her life. They're quite sad things, to be fair. She's gone through a lot, but right now in this place in her life, she's just so unhappy with the way she is. She feels like she's failed a lot of people, and she just feels alone and depressed. So she wants to unalive herself. That's kind of the way she's at right now. She's like, you know, I'm not bringing no more joy. Let me just like end it all, kind of thing. But now she is kind of given a second chance in a way, where she has access to the Midnight Library, and this library just contains books. I think these books are opportunities of what a life could have been. Every decision you make in your life sets your path in a different direction. Basically, this library contains every possible direction a life will have taken based on any decision you could have made. So any regrets she had or paths she hadn't taken, she has access to them in this library. It's very interesting, and I really love this guy's Haig. I really love his writing style. Where I am now in the book, she's now on her third life that she's seen. Yeah, it's quite interesting because it's actually making me think about like my life as well. Like, what would I do if I had access to a library? Like, that is quite interesting. It kind of gets you thinking. So I can't wait to talk about this when I book club tomorrow. I feel like everyone's gonna have like different opinions and stuff like that. Anyway, I've been off enough for a while. Let's just get on with the reading. Anyway, so I finished the Midnight Library. I literally finished it this morning because I had my book club meeting today at lunchtime. Book club I have at work, but I actually left a copy of that book on my desk, so I don't have it with me now. But I did finish it and I rated it a 4-star. I really enjoyed that book. I think it does fit in with the spooky season and spooky environment thing because of the library itself. If you're going to read this book, I want to premise this, if you're going to read this book, definitely read the trigger warning. I'm not sure if there's trigger warnings in the book, but there are talks of unaliving, like suicidal sorts of things like that. So if you're like really sensitive to things like that, maybe definitely take that into caution. So when I started the book, I think the book starts off really quite intense. When I first read the first couple of, I guess, chapters, I was thinking this is going to be very, very deep. Like, it's going to be very like emotional, very like, it's going to take like a lot of work to read. But it starts off there, but then it gradually kind of lightens out, and I think maybe that's the writing style of the author. So it was so nice, really easy to read. I literally read this entire book in like a day, if I'm being honest. It was such a joy to read and easy to follow. Anyway, so we're following Nora. The night she's about to like unalive herself, she basically, when she was taken to this library, and she can basically explore different version of her life, because she's really struggling with her current life. Basically just following her going through all the different life that she could live. I kind of basically knew from like halfway through the book, I knew how this book was going to end, because it was given like very Hallmark movie. And also one day in my book club did say like if this book was like set, because obviously everything happened like during midnight, if this was set like Christmas Eve, it would be the most perfect Christmas movie. Because given like, if you've seen like The Wonderful Life, that Christmas movie is kind of that kind of fun. And I'm a person that actually do daydream about different things about my life, how my life would be different if I made different decisions and stuff. So I think for me, I kind of related to Noreen a little bit, but I do like the messaging. This book doesn't really have a big plot, but I think it was more of like a messaging thing, because at the end of the day, like what she ended up doing with her life was quite like eye-opening and things like that. So I really enjoyed this book. It was such a nice little change from a lot of the books I've been reading lately. I don't know if I told you guys, the author Haig, majority of his books are self-help books, like non-fiction self-help books. So you can see that element in the way this book was like written and the messaging behind it. Anyways, that's done with book 1. So I have decided on my next book, which I should have bought it out before I got here, so I'm going to grab my next book. Also, I got home tonight and I got a parcel, and it's basically made by Ali Hazelwood. So I probably want to read this with you guys in this video at some point. I don't know if I want to read it with you guys in the video, we'll see, because I already have it the next book I want to read, and this is a book like this, like top priority. I'm waiting for October to read it, so it needs to be read, and that is Phantasma by Kaylie Smith, set in a haunted mansion, and it's basically like a trial competition kind of thing, which I think would be so nice. So we're going to be reading this, so I feel this would be an easy read. It says here a dark fantasy romance. So yeah, so this is going to be our next book. I need to sort out my dinner situation, and then I'll probably start reading this tonight. I'll probably start this in bed tonight. Has anyone ever watched like The Witcher on Netflix. But there's new season 4 coming on 13th of October. I've never watched it, and I know they changed the main character. The main character now is Liam Hemsworth, and I don't know, I've heard really good things, like not heard, but I've seen a lot of people talk about how good it is. Do you think it's worth the watch? If any of you have seen it, if any of you is watching it, let me know in the comments if I should start watching it. I don't know anyone like personally in my life that's watched it, but I've seen a lot of like reviews on it, like online and stuff. But if any of you have watched it, or if it's tell me if it's worth watching, because it is like there's 3 seasons, so it is bingeable. Oh my god, guys, the main character in this is called Ophelia. I've been obsessed with that song on Taylor Swift's new album, The Fate of Ophelia, I think it's called, and I really love that song. I only like 3 songs on that album: Elizabeth Taylor, The Fate of Ophelia, and Life of a Showgirl. Like the 3 songs I like in that entire album. So it's so weird that the FMC is called Ophelia. Great start. Good morning, guys. Good morning. So it's Thursday. Yeah, I think I spoke to you guys last week Tuesday. So it's Thursday right now. Today's a work from home day, and it's currently 6 a.m. in the morning. I'm about to just go out for my morning walk, which is going to be very interesting because it's like really pissing it down outside. But I am on this weird kick that I'm just making sure I go for a walk every single morning. I do about 45 minutes to an hour walk every morning. So as I said, it's 6 a.m. and I'm about to go for my walk. And I probably, because I work from home day today, I probably won't get a lot of reading time done. I think I'll probably get maybe an hour before I start work later, and then I'll do majority of my reading after work this evening. But I wanted to come on here and give you guys a quick update, because I did speak to you guys yesterday, because I didn't really do a lot of reading yesterday, if I'm being honest. We're still reading Phantasma by Kaylie Smith. Is it Kaylie or Kayla? Kaylie Smith, and I'm about 100 pages into the book right now, so I am not even halfway through. I'm like maybe like a third of the way through this book, and so far it's okay. I'm not gonna say it's amazing, okay so far. So basically we're following our main character, Ophelia. The book is like obviously fantasy, so it's like in a supernatural world. They have like devils and vampires and ghosts. So she has power. I don't know what that power is. I think it's like necrophilia, which doesn't sound right to me. I don't think that's what she is, but she has some kind of power. But in the back of this book they say her sister goes missing, but from what I've read so far, I don't think her sister is missing. I don't know if it says missing or her sister basically just left her. This book is set in New Orleans, so it's giving out spooky vibe. I'm like, oh my god, it just reminds me like I was in New Orleans like what, like a year ago now. Oh, I just like I can picture everything she described. Based on the disclaimer and the trigger warning in this, yeah, I think she has OCD. There's this competition that happens, like I'm not sure the frequency of how the competition happens. Basically you enter the competition, and if you survive 9 challenges, you basically win a prize. I think it's a wish or something. And it those people that enter, they do survive. Like biggest thing about this challenge is like it kind of focuses on people's fears. So she's basically in that mansion now because she's actually not there for the competition, because she believes that sister is going to do the competition as well. So that's why she's there. And then she's met Blackwell, who is a phantom. So this haunted mansion is actually called Phantasma. I'm not expecting this to be a 5-star rating, if I'm being honest. Like after reading what's it called, the Throne of Glass series, and so I don't think I'm gonna be getting any 5-star books for a while. It might surprise me, but I'm not going in thinking it's going to be 5-star book. But I think it'll be an enjoyable book to read. But Blackwell is meant to be really handsome, and basically he is stuck in Phantasma. I think it's cursed. They haven't said it yet, but I think it's cursed based on what he's experiencing. So basically it knows it's trapped in that mansion, but he doesn't know how to get out. The way for him to escape, he can't remember. The rules of that mansion is that when you go in, do not make any bargains with anybody, and don't fall in love, which I'm not sure why they said don't fall in love. Maybe they will explain that later. They haven't given me the reason why they don't fall in love. And the only reason why I know they wrote this because it's in the back of the book, but they haven't actually said it to them. Maybe because I haven't had that first challenge yet. I don't know. This book is very strange. I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm getting more from the blurb at the back than I am from actually reading the book, which is actually weird. So, but obviously she's gonna fall in love with the black hole, like whatever. So what I learned. Okay. I'm in rare form this morning. You can tell that I have this. I think it's so early in the morning. My patient is like this thin. So yeah, I feel like I'm waffling because I'm just terrified to go outside, which because of the rain. But okay, let's go. All right, guys. I don't even know what time of the day it is. It's like afternoon, guys. I literally haven't spoken to you guys since Thursday, and today is Saturday. Like, all the plans I had this week to read were just not going to happen because I underestimated how much time I'll have to read this week. I don't know if I've told you guys already, like a lot has been going on work-wise, so I'm not getting as much reading done as I want to because I'm spending my evenings doing other things. So I literally haven't read since Thursday, basically. I have managed to read, as you guys see, like this afternoon. It's now about 3 o'clock and I've been reading now for, I want to say, like 2 hours I've been reading. So I am still reading Phantasma, which is really surprising me in a good way. I feel like this, let me explain. So before I read this book, I had such expectation for this, and then when I started, I was a bit like, oh, this is a bit not delivering, but it's like changed my mind back again. I'm like, okay, I was right, this is really good. So I realized that I think this is it's very rare. And this is a stand-alone fantasy book in an interconnected series. So the next book in the series is about Genevieve, who is the sister of the MC in this book. That makes complete sense because the pace of this, I wouldn't say it's not slow, but it just went right into the story. It's not like, you know, setting the scene and things, and it just jumps right in, and then it slows down a bit to kind of explain, like give you the groundwork, and now it gets into the story a lot more. This is a fun time. I'm having a good time reading this. Like, it's exactly what I needed. It's very spooky, haunted mansion, there's a lot of challenges. I like when they're like, there is a end game kind of thing. Bill is our main character in this book. I think I told you guys on Thursday that the blurb in this book tells us that her sister has gone missing, and basically she's entered this haunted mansion because she believes her sister is in this mansion, in this competition, and she's going to save her. I think when I read that part, it sounded to me like her sister was not missing. Her sister kind of voluntarily joined this competition. They made this sound as if like, oh, she was kidnapped and the only way to save her is to go to this competition. I don't think that's it. So that whole premise of her sister being missing and she's in this competition to save her sister is very, very weak. They have to go through 9 challenges and the winner gets like a wish from the devil or something like that. So that is the main challenge of this. But she met Blackwell and he is basically trapped in this Phantasma mansion as well, but he has no recollection how to set himself free. So, but then it's very drawn to Ophelia, that she's the key, or she's the one that can help him figure out how to escape. So basically, they're doing the main challenge, which is for Phantasma, and then they have a side quest where they're trying to figure out how to free Blackwell. So there's like 2 simultaneous challenges or trials going that are both in, but obviously she needs to stay in the main one to be able to kind of solve the puzzle or for Blackwell, because Blackwell can only exist in that mansion. This book is spicy, dark urban fantasy. I'm not sure if it's dark. I don't think it's dark as in dark romance. I think it's dark because of the settings and the challenges and all the gooey spooky things are happening. It's quite dark there because there was a scene where they were like, you know, together. and like literally there was like rainfall of blood on them, and they just kept going. Like there was like literally having sex with like blood raining on them. So it's quite like that's kind of like, it's quite gruesome in a way like that. Sort of like, okay, I have now about maybe 150 pages, so I'm probably going to finish this today. And I have some theories already about her family, because she has powers that she inherited from her mom, but then it doesn't sound like her mom is the warmest person. Even though her mom is like basically a trainer, she doesn't really have any friends. And her younger sister is the one that goes out and makes friends. And she made a pact with her sister that her sister's going to go out and have a life, and then she, Ophelia, is going to live vicariously through her sister, which is just like, why is that happening? I want to know more there. And also, it sounds like a mom and her sister, they know some things about her that they haven't told her, which I don't understand why they haven't told her, because she doesn't come across as a weak person. So there's a few things going on there, because we are reading this from Ophelia's point of view. So obviously we're discovering things as she's discovering them, and the more she talks about like what's happening, I'm trying to kind of piece things together the way she is. Again, there's not going to be a cliffhanger. This book finishes here. When I was reading, I was thinking, oh my god, the book is out. Would I feel compelled to read the second book? But then I went to read the blurb of the second book. Like the second book in the series, I realized, oh, it's actually not about Ophelia at all. It's about her sister, which kind of like a spoiler, because then I know her sister's alive, but I never thought I was dead. Another theory in my mind, which I don't want to think about, I might just say it out to you guys, and again, I would know if I'm right or not. I have a feeling that she and her sister, maybe they don't have the same dad. I don't know if I'm close. I think I might be way off here. I think I'm overthinking. I might be way off, but I'll see. The spice in this, oof. Okay guys, I have finished Phantasma. Oh my god, oh, this book was so fun. Like I really enjoyed reading this. It's such a joy to read. You know, I told you guys, oh, I had all these theories and stuff, but like only one of my theory was actually correct, and it was the main one. So I was right about my theory about Blackwell, which I prefer Blackwell than the other his real name that we found out at the end. I don't like that name. Blackwell was so much better. Genevieve, Julia's sister, is so funny, and I literally cannot wait to read her book, which is the next one. That I just love her. She's like, she has no filter. I love it. I am going to rate this a 4-star. I think for the spooky, paranormal, witchy vibe, this fits it so much. When I say spooky, I mean like supernatural, paranormal, like this kind of thing. In the fantasy books I've been reading recently, the FMC would be the cheeky one, and the MMC is like the serious one. But in this book, is flip around. The FMC is kind of the serious one. I'm so happy I saved it for the spooky season. Like if I read this any other time of year, I would still have loved it. Don't get me wrong, because it's not like an Halloween thing, like it happened on Halloween. No, but I feel like because this week we're entering into the Halloween week. Like next week is Halloween. Like today is the 25th, and Halloween is on Friday. Like this coming Friday. So I feel like as I'm entering this week, which I'm probably going to be reading more spooky books the rest of the week, obviously off camera or whatever, it's quite nice to read this, and it's just giving me that vibe, and that's why I want to keep that feeling going. But one thing I would say though, St. Clair, which is one of the devils I was introduced in this book, I want to know more about him, and I think the author maybe left it vague, because maybe we're gonna get not like his story as well. I'm not sure, because it's portrayed as the villain because he betrayed Blackwell, or Blackwell betrayed him or something like that. And they were friends and they're no longer friends, and now his story feels unfinished, because even when we got the big reveal of like what's happening to Blackwell at the end, and then when they found out he's just disappeared. So I'm just like, I would love to know where he comes in, because even when they showed him like in the flashback, we don't really know what he did. It was still quite vague. So I feel like maybe we're gonna get a book about him. I would love to know that. That was kind of a bit clear. And I've literally been like stalking Pinterest for like fan art on this book. So I've got my fantasy book club on Tuesday, which I need to read the book for that, which is Rewitched by Lucy Jane Wood. So this book is obviously Rewitched. It's kind of witchy, but I think it's more of like a cozier witchy vibe. I won't say this is spooky, but it fits in with the paranormal witchy vibe I'm going for. So I was thinking either I read Rewitched or I read Mate. But with Mate, I literally for life of me cannot remember Bride as much. I know what the premise is and things like that, but I read Bride back in February 2024, so over a year ago now. So I really want to do a Bride reread before I read this, just to keep it fresh in my mind, because I think some of the characters that are in this were like secondary characters in the Bride, so I really want to read it again and get understanding, which is why I don't want to read in this video. It fits in with Halloween, but I guess a cozier Halloween basically. So we're going to be reading Rewitched next. So basically, I am in such a good mood right now. Not because of the book I'm reading, because I just received my special edition. Oh my god. I mentioned this in my last video that I got some good books, so they've arrived. I think I mentioned I got a complete series by Christian Ashley, and it's like the most appropriate one. It's brand new. I don't think this person actually read it. I got it from Vinted. Even the spines are not cracked. I think they were just for display purposes only. The entire series, and it's her vampire werewolf series. There are three books in this series. They are standalone interconnected series, and I've got them, all three books. The first book, Until the Sun Falls from the Sky. This is a vampire romance. The second book, with Everything I Am, is the werewolf story, and it's my favorite one in the series. I love them all, but this one right here is my favorite one. And then we have the last book in this series, which is Wild and Free, and it's an hybrid, so a werewolf vampire hybrid. But I finally have a completed series by Christian Ashley. As you guys know, I am trying to build my collection. I want to own every single book she's ever published. I am on a mission, and I want to find them at bargain prices. And finding these three books, they are brand new. The spines are not even cracked, guys. And then also, what came is my Harry Potter series. Oh my god, they're actually better than I thought. Bloomberry, is it Bloomberry? The publisher, they do like different special editions of Harry Potter every now and then, and I think they have one right now which I do not like. It's basically the colors of the houses. You can get like a green version for Slytherin, and I think yellow for Hufflepuff. I was this close to buying them, but the colors are too bright for me. Just to my vibe. I was then looking online, and I found this. I think this was like this special edition, also by Bloomsbury. It's the same Bloomsbury one, but this was a special edition they did a couple of years ago. I want to say like maybe 5 to 10 years ago now, because the new special edition ones that the Bloomsbury have right now is like £90, something like that. I was like, let me just go and check on Vinted if I'll see it, and then I saw it. It's in great condition, guys. So it comes in this box there. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this. And I also like the covers. I've not seen any covers like this. Harry Potter, I don't think I even knew they were. I just love them. They're my favorite. Like, I'm not buying it because, oh my god, they're special edition. Obviously, they're special edition and they're in good condition. They're paperback, so how special can they be? But I just love this. It comes in this like little post box, and then it opens up like this. And you can see all the books, guys. They are gorgeous. They're in good condition, they're not brand new books. What I love about them is the cover. I've not seen this cover anywhere else, and they look like this. This is the first book in the series. This is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, the Chamber of Secret. Can you see the covers are so different? They're like illustration, I think. Oh my god, I just love them. They might not be to everyone's taste, but I'm obsessed with them. And then this is the cover for the Prisoner of Azkaban, the Goblet of Fire. This one is has to get chunky. Goblet of Fire, which I am obsessed with. I think I only read them once ever when I was younger, so I need to read them as an adult. But I can't wait to read this book. They just look amazing. And then we have the Order of Phoenix, and also the back has illustration as well. Like you can see like that secret room. What's it called? Room of Requirements. Oh my god, it's awesome. And then we have the Half-Blood Prince, and also again the back is got illustration. It's so sick. And then we have the last book, which is the Deadly Hallows, and again the back as guys that Frozen Lake. Oh, obsessed. And I just love the box they come in as well. The box is so cute. This made me so happy. Like literally, I can't believe this. This is where all my money goes. I got this including shipping. This was about £30. So a little like side note there. No, I could not say it. Anyway, so I've started reading Rewitched. I'm like on page 50, and I don't think I'm in the mood for this book right now. So this book is very cozy vibe. The novel equivalent of Gilmore Girls, just as Spice Latte. I'm sure this book is amazing and it will be great, but after reading after reading Phantasma, that like excitement and that like goriness I was feeling, I feel like this is bringing down my mood a little bit. Maybe I'll continue this tomorrow. I just don't think this is the vibe I'm feeling tonight, and I need to read it by Tuesday, to be fair, so it needs to be read, but I think I'll read it tomorrow. So I've decided to just switch books, which I never do, but I am going to do, because I'm really struggling to read this. I've been trying to read 50 pages for like 2 hours, which is so unlike me. I want to go to the familiar, so I'm going to reread Bride, because I was planning to reread it anyway. But yeah, I'm so happy. Like, this has made my night. I'm so happy I got my books. Like, oh guys, oh my god. Good morning, guys. Sunday today. It's our last vlogging day, and I'm hoping I can get a lot of reading done today. The weather is perfect, like grey and cloudy is like my favorite time to read. I'm just gonna curl up here on the sofa and read. So I am still reading Bride by Ali Hazelwood. I'm literally about almost halfway through this book, so I'm probably gonna finish this book. So I'll finish this in the next like 3 to 4 hours. Bride is a reread for me. It still hits so good. When I read it last time, I rated this a 3-star last time I read it, because I don't really read a lot of like werewolf vampire books, if I'm being honest. I think the only one I've ever read, like really read a couple of times and reread a lot, is the Twilight books, which I loved. And then I think the series I showed you yesterday by Christian Ashley is another like werewolf one I read, and I just love this. And I think now that I've read a couple of more books by Ali Hazelwood, I kind of understand her style of writing, so I think it was still hitting good. A lot of the details I don't remember, because I didn't remember who Serena was. I forgot that Serena was like the main character that drove, not main character, like the secondary character that drove Misery to the werewolves to be fair, so I agreed to marry Law. So let me just give the backstory. And in this world, vampire and werewolves are like out in the open. Like they have like vampire territories, human territory, and werewolf territory. The vampires and the werewolf obviously hate each other. To kind of live in a like civilized, live in some kind of agreement. The child of a like high-ranking person in the vampire world, they send that child to live with the humans for a while as like a collateral basically. And Misery, her dad is like, I don't know if her dad is head of the council, but dad is quite high up in the council. I think it's like basically like the equivalent of the vampire president or something. So she was a collateral. She's always been alone. And Serena, her best friend, she was human, is like her only person, never like friend, is her only person in this entire world. So obviously Serena is missing, and she's kind of in a way to kind of find Serena. But then her dad is brought in again. They want her to do basically the collateral. She has to marry the alpha of the werewolf territory, because they're trying to build like another like alliance with them or something. So she's used as bait. I'm so happy I'm doing a reread of this, because I literally totally forgot like who Serena. I knew Serena was a friend. That book is about Serena, so it's quite nice to have like a refresher here. But yeah, so I'm just gonna crack on. As I said, I'm gonna sit here for the rest of the afternoon literally and just bang this out. Anna is so adorable. I remember, oh, she's so cute. I just love those moments between her and Misery. I'm just feeling so warm about those moments. It's quite cute. Oh. And also, I just remembered as well something else I love about this book, and I hope it's in the mate as well. So basically, this book, the entire book is from Misery's point of view, but at the start of each chapter, you can see that there's a little like paragraph that is from the MMC's point of view, which is quite nice. So we get, even though we're not getting this POV, each of that little snippet gives us like an inkling to what is on his mind, because at the moment, what I'm reading, Misery is convinced that Lo can't stand her and that he finds her scent revolting, but we know from those little snippet that he's actually in love with her, kind of thing. And I think she's his mate. Well, I remember now. I think so. Am I right? Again, see, it's been over a year since I read this book, and I can barely remember fully what's going on. But yeah, so I love those type of little moments, and it's kind of keeping this going. It's quite nice. always alone, and she's so happy to be alone because that's what she's used to. It's actually making me quite like sad. Like, I don't think I felt this sad when I read last time, but I'm quite sad right now. Oh my god, guys, I just finished Bride by Ali Hazelwood. Guys, I literally think I forgot this book. Bearing in mind, I read it a year ago, and I read some part. I'm thinking, did I read this? This is really good. When I first read it, I think I gave it 3.5 stars. I think I'm going to change my rating to 4 stars. This is really good. I don't know what Nothing is, but I know now. Again, I'm not a very like, I'm not really into like vampire and werewolf like romance and stuff, so this is like my first one, like the adult one, when it's like it's quite spicy, so we'll understand what Nothing is and whatever, but it's quite interesting. But I really love this book. Like, I'm so happy I read this before. I think I said it earlier, because I literally have no recollection of like Serena's character. Like, obviously I was like, oh, we didn't see her at all in the book, but we actually do see her. And I did actually read this book. I did read this book, but the last couple of chapters, like even like who Serena is, like she's like half wolf, half human. She's a hybrid, basically. I literally did not remember that whatsoever. And even Anna's with the little girl, I literally had no memory of, like, I couldn't remember that. And then the MMC for Mate, Kane, I think his name is, I literally don't remember him as well. Like, it's actually in there. And like the epilogue of this, when you read the epilogue, you know that their book was coming, kind of thing. I literally had no recollection. So when this book came out, Mate, I was thinking, who is she going to write about? I thought it was something from like Lowe's Park, but it's not. It's actually a completely different person. It was good. I had a reread. For me, when I read romance book, I love it when the guy is like so besotted with the girl. And in this, we know that obviously Lowe was besotted with her, but because we're getting it from her point of view, obviously because of the way she is, she's always so like non-trusting of anyone. So she didn't think she was worthy of love. Like, she only has one friend in the entire world, so she didn't think that he had feelings for her. So she always thought like, you know, he was in love with someone else. But obviously, as the viewer reading this, you know that he has feelings for her. And those little like snippet of his POV at the start of each of the chapters was really good. I hope there is actually going to be in Mate as well. I think it's actually going to be there. I can't bother to get up and get the book. But yeah, 4 star. I really enjoyed this. But I have read one more chapter of Rewitched. Sorry guys, I'm changing to my comfies and I'm probably gonna go to bed soon. I can barely keep my eyes open. So far, this I guess is spooky in a cozy vibe. I was right about this. I need to give you the premise of this book actually, even though I'm like halfway through the book now. So we're following Belladonna. She is basically a witch, and in this world you find out like you're a witch when you're 15. You get like a letter or something and you can start practicing your magic. And then on your 30th birthday, you get another like invitation to like the coven, where they have to test you and see how far, like how well you've been doing with your magic for the past 15 years, and if you've been good, bad, and if you like, you know, if you still deserve your powers basically. And if you don't, they will like basically take your magic from you. That's kind of the premise of this world. Bella just turned 30, and she's gone for an appointment, like her evaluation, I guess I'll call it. And basically she didn't do too well in it, and now she's got a month to kind of rectify the situation, or she loses that power completely. That's basically what it is. That's the entire premise of this book basically. I literally thought this was a romance. It's not romance at all, which I'm wondering why we chose it as a book club, because the book is actually, I guess it's a fantasy, romantasy. It's a romantasy book club. This hasn't got romance in this at all. This could be a YA book, I'm sorry. And also I think that's my issue with this as well, because this character is meant to be turning 30, but she's behaving like someone that's like 22. Like, it's very, the character, the main character, even her and her best friend, they're really quite young.